Jing, Divine Feminine Empress 444, here to do a collective read. Decks have already been shuffled. I hope everybody's doing really well this evening. I'm hopping on kind of late again this evening. Hopefully I get a couple people on. If not, that's okay, because you guys can watch the replay. Before I got on and I was shuffling the cards and I was burning my Palo Santo, I heard the trick of the enemy is for you to doubt yourself, right? That's the biggest trick of the enemy. Thank you, Spirit. Let's get some cards for True Emotional. Please remember to use your discernment while watching this reading. Please remember to flip the roles how they fit for your situation. Please remember also that this is not a personal reading. This is a collective reading. If you are interested in a personal reading, everything you need is inside my description box. With that being said, let's read these cards. So we have Round and Round, Cycles, Triggers, Lessons. We have Feelings. We have Rejected. And we have Spell Love. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. So we have a Tower. We have the Six of Wands. We have the Knight of Wands. Two of Cups. Death card. Page of Swords. Page of Pentacles. And the Three of Swords. Thank you, Spirit. So what I'm seeing here, collective, is you could have experienced a lot of different cycles, right? Like learning the same lesson over and over, it felt like, right? And I feel like this has to do with your feelings, right? Whoever I'm speaking to, you're somebody who could definitely be triggered, right? In the past, easily, I'm called to say. And because you're somebody who shows up in a loving spirit, right? You think, oh, I just heard you wear your heart on your sleeve. Okay. You could have definitely been somebody who just very loving, right? And because you're a loving type of person, I feel like you could have definitely felt like other people felt the same way you did, right? You as I don't want to say assume, right? But it's almost like and I don't want to say expect either, but it's just like since you're in this kind and loving and honest type of energy, I feel like you feel like other people would do that as well. You learned, I feel like probably the hard way. That not everybody is like you. Okay. So what I'm seeing here is rejection, right? But where you felt like you were being rejected, possibly maybe by like in relationships of people having affairs, right? Or friendships going awry, people not being loyal to you, right? However that looks for you. I don't want to go into too many details about that. But there was definitely some rejection here, right? And you thinking that these people are rejecting you, but that was God's protection, okay? For sure. Because God was trying to protect you from people who meant you no good. They were in this toxic behavior, right? These are people that were playing on your heartstrings, okay? I definitely see that a tower hit, right? And I feel like in the past a tower hit, but I feel like right now a tower is hitting. I'm called to say. I feel like you're finally like understanding. And if you were here at the very beginning of when I was doing this reading, I said the biggest trick of the enemy is you doubting yourself, right? That's what they want. They want you to doubt yourself. I do see here you are meant to be recognized for something, okay? And I feel like this has to do with you staying consistent, right? You pushing forward no matter what other people have done, no matter what other people have said, no matter how other people felt, right? It's all about you. This whole thing is about you and you learning something, right? And I feel like it's about investing in you, right? Pouring love into you instead of looking for it outside of yourself. Thank you, Spirit. With this Knight of Wands, I definitely see you taking some kind of action, right? Things are about to start picking up. I definitely see you could be getting a lot of downloads recently of like really seeing things for what they really were from the past. Maybe before you, of course, you could have known things, you could have caught readings that were like showing you different things, but now I think you're really starting to take in the fact that um these things happen for your betterment, right? And if you know, you're gonna know, right? When you're watching me right now, you're gonna know if this is for you. Okay. Um with this Two of Cups, I'm definitely seeing here it's like you could have entered a lot of like relationships, and I mean friendships, romantic, even family. It always seemed like you had an attraction, or you guys had if this was a friendship, it was like two like minds, right? At first, this was people trying to play on um play on your heartstrings, manipulate you, right? If you ever noticed, you could have been the type of person, maybe you overshared. Maybe you were the type of person that, you know, I, I hate to say it like this, but a lot of times us as people, we trauma bond, right? So we possibly experience something, right? And then when you meet somebody, you talk about it with them, right? You overshared. So toxic people, narcissistic people, whatever you want to call them, they will play on that. They will play on the fact that they'll listen to you. They'll be this great listening ear, but really they're just taking in the information on how to do the same things to you, right? But they'll love bomb you at first. So I feel like whoever I'm speaking to, you've already kind of like learned about this, but now I think you're at this gateway, right? Where you're like, yeah, shit's gonna change. Whoever I'm speaking to. There's definitely an ending to this type of cycle that has been happening in your life. I definitely see with this Page of Swords here, you're coming up with some kind of new idea, trying to learn something new here. And I feel like whoever I'm speaking to, you're going to be communicating, right? Sharing those things from the past, but outside of your feelings. It's like no longer talking about something from the past, and then it's almost like when you're talking about it, experiencing it all over again. Do you ever notice when people, when people have not gotten past something, because when they tell a story, they'll get really emotional, right? And a lot of the times that's because as they're talking about it, they're still having those feelings. They have not forgiven. Um, Not just other people, but themselves, right? Whoever I'm speaking to, you're either here, you're getting here, or this has already happened for you. Okay, that's for sure. So with this Page of Pentacles, there's some kind of new financial opportunity here coming up for you after this heartbreak, right? After this suffering, after this grief. I feel like for someone here too, you could have like really went through in the last couple weeks. I'm hearing some like um ascension symptoms. So you would have been like getting headaches, maybe feeling lethargic, definitely maybe some anxiety. You might be feeling some blockages as well. And it was so you could sit. You needed to sit still. So you could come to this area, this where spirit needs you to be right now. Thank you, spirit. Okay. Let's get some more on this tower. What do you want the collective to see? Yeah, justice. Things are about to be balanced. Things are about to balance out. This may have taken some time. Maybe you felt in the past. I'm definitely getting somebody who's been going through this for some years, right? This isn't somebody or one experience. I'm speaking to somebody who's, it could be one situation for someone here, but it was almost like it was happening for a long period of time. Others of you, I'm definitely seeing like multiple different ways. I'm talking about in friendships and lovers, and I mean, it was just like constantly over and over. And because you are the type of person that you mm, you reside in your feelings. I don't think you do that anymore. It's like you were easily able to be triggered to like respond to their fuckery. Thank you, spirit. Things are changing here. Let's just go there. So we have the Ten of Swords in reverse, and we have the Four of Wands. I feel like you got to this point. Again, whoever I'm speaking to, you could have been experiencing anxiety, some like just a lot of like pressure lately, right? And spirit could have pulled you away. If you work a regular 9 to 5, you could have felt the need to maybe take FMLA. I'm calling for some people, you could have even left your job. You could have moved. You could have felt the need to pull away from everyone again. This was for a reason, okay? Because you're getting ready to celebrate here. There's something going on that you're going to be able to connect with the people that you're supposed to connect with now, because you see things now for what they really were, okay? You're no longer in your feelings. Thank you, spirit. Yeah, you've done the work. 8 of Pentacles. It was like this was long and exhausting, I'm hearing. For some of you, it could have been up to 8 years. Others of you could even be more than that. Mm-hmm. It was like, even though people maybe wanted you to doubt yourself, people maybe talked down on you, people may have made fun of you at some points for trying something new. And then maybe you tried something new and then it just wasn't working, right? Or maybe it wasn't working to the way you wanted it to work out. But I'm called to say, because you stayed consistent, and yeah, you might have taken breaks in between things. Um, your time is coming. Yes, your time is coming. I mean, you're human. 5 of Cups. Yeah. These people wanted you to constantly stay in this like regret, feeling like you're never enough, that you lost something. Thank you, spirit. Seven of Swords. These are the same people. Now, I'm called to say this, okay? You may have been noticing within the last, I want to say 2-3 months. Thank you, Spirit. Even 7 months. People coming back, wanting to see if you forgive them, right? Coming back with half truths. People coming back and pretending that they didn't do the things that they did, right? Spirit said, go ahead. You've been very protected. This is a completion as well to this cycle. This is done. You're no longer feeling the need to still converse with these type of people. Thank you, Spirit. The Lovers. Why? Because you're balanced. You now love yourself. In the past, you could have even felt like, oh, I love myself, you know. But now, when you really think about it and all the work that you've put in, now you're like, man, I really didn't love myself, because if I loved myself, I would have never tolerated the things that I was tolerating. And that's what it is now. You see it. You see it. Knight of Cups. Exactly. It's no longer an illusion, right? When people come in trying to love bomb you, when they try to show up as Prince Charming or Princess Charming, right? Knowing that when people always want to rush things, it's because they're hiding something, right? Slow and steady, I just heard. Give me something more, Spirit. And all the while, because these people would come in giving you a false hope, false illusions, right? You would invest in them because you saw long-term, like a long-term view with them. So you were giving so little to yourself, but giving so much to everyone else. Give me something more. Four of Swords. Again, you had to take some time out to rest, to regain your strength. I'm hearing. It's almost like meditating, praying, right? I don't know about you guys, but I'm nobody without God. And that's a fact. And that's what God wanted. God wanted you to lean on Him. Thank you, Spirit. The Chariot in reverse. It was about being self-disciplined, right? Not feeling like it was like you couldn't find your direction, right? You felt lost. It was like everything coming up against you. I just heard also you were being careless, right? Careless with your own heart. Three of Cups. And that's how these people wanted you. They wanted you to be giving away all of your good energy. I'm definitely hearing you're about to start collaborating, right, with other people, finding your community. It's like finally now you can trust in yourself again to know that you can make the right decisions. Why? Because you went through all these cycles and lessons. Not for no reason. This was for you to be able to actually find your people, your romantic person, your true friendships. And even if you found none of that, you're content inside of yourself. Absolutely. Ace of Cups. Why? Because the universe and God was trying to pour into you to refill your cup, to give you the overflow so you can give to others. Whoever I'm speaking to, you are meant to help others. You didn't go through this for no reason. You went through this so you can help other people. Amen. The Emperor in reverse. I feel like whoever you are, you dealt with a lot of people that were very controlling, reckless. I mean, oh, I'm hearing like very domineering, very domineering. Aggressive people. The Hermit. God pulled you away from that. You had to do some soul searching. Like, what was it inside of you that truly thought that you deserved to be put down, to be talked to any kind of way, to be treated less than? The devil. You had to work on your shadow self. There was something in your past, and this could have possibly been from your childhood. For someone here, you could have been sexually, that's all I'm going to say. I don't want to get too much into that, but I'm sorry to hear that. I feel like people mistreated you, and they wanted you to be just as destructive as them. This is like growing up in a toxic home, right? And that could look so many different ways. So I'm just going to give a couple examples. Okay, because spirits had telling me to give a couple examples. The examples I'm hearing is growing up in a single mother home, and the single mother being so overwhelmed, right, with bills and taking care of children, and and that mother could have been on drugs, or could have maybe neglected you, right? But the reason, I don't really want to get into a long rant about this, so spirit, please. So this could have showed up in so many different ways. It could have been a single parent home. It could have been even a mother father dynamic, right? But the father was a cheater or abusive, right, to the mother, or vice versa, right? Those are just examples I'm called to say. I don't want to go into this rabbit hole of that, spirit, because in so many other of my readings, we've touched on all of these things. What I see is the growth behind this, and finally understanding that your mother or father could have been lost as well, right? Maybe they experienced some things, and it's all about forgiving them for what they did not know, right? And then forgiving yourself for accepting the same types of behaviors in other people because of that. Not knowing your worth. Four of Pentacles. I feel like Spirit wants you to conserve your energy, right? Stop investing in so many other people. This could have to do with finances, but I'm also called to say just your energy alone, right? Constantly putting other people before yourself, even your own children. Like, there are times that as parents, we have to set limits, right? Sometimes you have to say, no, I have to put me first. Because If I don't put me first, how am I ever going to be able to take care of you? And I'm not saying don't take care of your children. You're going to have to take care of your children. But there's a difference between wants and needs. That's for someone. Thank you, Spirit. Page of Cups. I feel like there's some kind of new creative opportunity, and you're going to have to invest in yourself. There's something here that you're going to, something you've been dreaming about, something that you want to do, right? And I feel like you're going to get curious about this thing again. You're going to want to learn something more or do something more. Spirit's going to need you to invest in yourself. Even when no one else will do it for you. Even when everyone else doubts you. Invest in you. Thank you, Spirit. Absolutely. Three of Pentacles. There is going to be some kind of collaboration here, and I feel like you're either going to be learning from someone or implementing things that you already learned. Thank you, Spirit, I'm called to say. And then building on something together with others. Thank you, Spirit. Five of Pentacles. Whoever I'm speaking to, you definitely could have experienced some like financial loss, right? Maybe you were going through this phase too recently that you felt like you were in this like lack, right? I'm definitely called to say either you're coming out of that or you just hit where you are out of that, where you're letting go of insecurities, you're letting go of worry, not really focusing more on your needs and not just the like what you don't have. Thank you, Spirit. Queen of Cups, absolutely. You're somebody who's so compassionate, so nurturing. You have this healing spirit, this healing energy. You're somebody who, no matter what, always shows up as stable. And whoever I'm speaking to, you're definitely very intuitive as well. I feel like you're a kind, caring, loving type of person. The Spirit needs you to first love you first. Then, if you have the energy for others, that's when you give. And it's knowing the difference. Sometimes when you need a break, you have to take a break. When you don't have the extra money, you don't give away your money to other people. Judgment, yes. You're going through a rebirth, a new awakening, okay? And this is a good one. Again, it's about forgiveness, not just for other people, but for yourself as well. Knight of Pentacles and the Five of Wands. You've done a lot of hard work, collective. Whoever I'm speaking to, whoever watches my channel, I know you've been through a lot. And you've worked hard to try to build, right, and be productive. You've dealt with a lot of people who wanted to bring you conflict, tension, just craziness is what I'm hearing. But now you're watching from the outside because Spirit pulled you away from all of that bullshit. Okay? And now you're seeing things for what they really are. You're seeing these people for who they really are. Amen. Six of Swords. You're transitioning. You're moving away from all the conflict and chaos. Absolutely. Letting go of everything It's like, I don't even want to talk about the past no more. I'm sick of hearing about the past. I want, I want to hear good. I want to know what's coming up. I want the new. Yes, exactly. You're tired of sleeping on waiting for truths from other people. You could be somebody who always thought, because you were such an honest person and you were so um trustworthy, that other people were going to do the same thing for you. No. And which just all this did was leave you feeling in despair, feeling hopeless, feeling anxious, feeling depressed, sitting around waiting for answers from someone else. Are we really going to give these toxic people that hurt us that much credit to think that God gave them the ability to come back and heal you? I fucking think not. So you think the same person that came to hinder you now is going to heal you or help you? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Oh, they helped you though, just not in the way that you thought. They helped you to heal from your past. High Priestess, a fucking man. You're using your intuition. You're now trusting in yourself, like I spoke about earlier. You're taking those feelings that you used to overly feel and now using that as, like, somebody in the past could have said, oh, you're too sensitive. No, now you're using your senses, okay? But in a good way. Because now you're going to trust that if you see a snake, it's a fucking snake. The Magician in reverse. You see manipulation. You see people who are narcissistic. You see insecure people. You see it. It's almost like a big fucking red flag waved. Now you can't unsee it. Thank you, Spirit. With the King of Pentacles. You're meant to be in this King of Pentacles energy. Somebody who's disciplined. Yes, you can still be generous, but again, it's taking care of you first. Then you give from the overflow. Queen of Wands. Now you're stepping into this energy of confidence. You have a new zest for life. You're determined. Don't lose track of this. Thank you, Spirit. I like this energy. I want to say, if anyone is wanting a personal reading, everything you need is inside my description box. If you feel like this reading, or, if you like just watching the collective readings and that's helping you, or maybe financially you just can't do it, totally understandable. Continue to watch my channel. I appreciate all of you. The only thing that I do ask is, when you're watching my channel, if you could hit the thumbs up, right? One, it helps to support my channel. Also, comment, share. If you, also, when you interact with me, it helps me to pick up your energy as well. So, sorry, I don't mean to go off on a little tangent there, but I am going to ask Spirit to give me 3 cards. You're going to ask your Spirit team a question, okay? and I'm going to lay out 3 cards. And you're going to pick 1, 2, or 3, and that will be your answer. Okay? So think of your question now. Whatever you want to ask your spirit team. Okay? I'm trying to give you some time. 1, 2, and 3. So if you picked 1, it's you may need to fight for what you want. It won't be easy. If you pick number 2, I would give you the world if I could, but for now, your outcome is positive. If you pick number 3, the outcome will bring an opportunity to learn something new about yourself. Let me read that again. The outcome will bring an opportunity to learn something new about yourself. Hopefully this resonated with somebody. If it did, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Also, feel free to leave a comment if you feel drawn to do so. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.